Hi.
Where do you live?
Right here. Here's my ID.
That one? No need for that right now, but you need to tear it down.
Why do we need to tear it down?
Because
you're in violation of several city code violations.
Okay.
One is loitering in the park after dark. The other one is setting up camp at a park, which there are several freaking signs out here saying no overnight camping.
Okay, so can the city provide people with a safe, dry place to sleep?
There's a warming shelter right there.
It will not fit all of us in there.
Okay, well that's what I'm just telling you.
Have you attempted getting a job?
Oh my God! Really? You guys really going there?
No, I'm not going there. You're asking me.
Well, because I'm saying it has more to do with trying to get a job and stuff like that. People leave their homes, the tents, and people take their stuff.
Okay. Well,
so yeah.
You know, I can't solve all everybody's problems.
We're not asking you to solve. We're not asking you to solve it. All we're saying is.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not asking you to solve my problem. I can't even solve my problem. How are you going to solve my problem?
You're asking where everybody's supposed to go. I don't know that, ma'am.
Okay, so then how could you ask people to leave?
So it's like this. The members of the community have spoken. You're in a public park, right? You get this?
Protect and serve. You're a police officer, right?
Yeah.
Protect and serve the community, the whole community.
Okay, so how would you describe the city cleanups of encampments? Like, sometimes we call them the sweeps.
Okay. When those sweep people come, they tend to take a few things that are considered more extra than is necessary. Like, you know, okay, you want to offer to throw away my trash can, but then you also want to take my bike frame, which you think is useless, but me, that's worth a lot of money, you know, especially like a Diamondback or a Raleigh.
So do they take other stuff besides just trash?
Well, if you're not here and don't pick up your stuff, everything goes. Because that's happened to me once. I wasn't back in time, and there goes everything. My purse included.
Your purse?
Yeah.
They've done it to us like 8 times. We've been stripped of everything. Everything. Our food, our water, everything. We used to carry extra tents, extra sleeping bags and stuff for people that needed them. They took all that. We give bikes to homeless people. Actually, to kids and homeless people. Whoever comes for a bike, we give it to them. They came and they took all our bike parts. I had a brand new bike that day. They wouldn't even let me get my bike off the bulldozers. They got it and they crushed it.
The most important thing they took away from me is my self-esteem, my self-worth, my self-value.
the city comes in, conducts a sweep. Anything left in the park is thrown away. And then once the city leaves, then folks move back in. So really, our city's not doing anything but causing chaos, panic. Some of the residents here, lost their stuff in the move. People drag their tents, which creates holes in them. And when the rain comes, you got a hole in your tent and rain coming through. Really, this is no solution. It's an act of terrorism, an act to create panic, to create distress, for no reason. If you're just going to allow folks to come back in here, which, they should, but they shouldn't be fucking displacing them in the first place.
While my brother passed away, right, I had a poster board of his picture that Hartnell had posted in the newspaper for him because it was supposed to be for gang violence, right? I had that on a big poster board, and they bulldozed it with a bulldozer in my face.
The only thing that's building us up is our stuff, and you're taking the only thing we have away from us. And it drops us back down to zero, where we don't feel good about ourselves. Some of us have depression disorder like me, and some people decide they want to try to take their life because of it. A lot of things.
I was just crying and crying. I was hysterical because that's everything that we own. One of the city workers brought his kid with him. And I go, is that right? You're going to bring a child to watch this shit? I was like, is that what you're teaching your kid? To rob people and to strip them from everything that they got? I would never even take that job. I don't care how much they pay me.
I lost quite a bit because I invested a whole lot into, my tools. I spent a lot on tools, a lot on lawn equipment because that's how I make my money.
Therein lies the question, what is garbage?
Yeah, exactly.
Because keeping it clean is a very subjective term.
Right.
As you look around, pretty much everybody keeps their area clean.
See, everything's a mess because everybody's trying to get their stuff out. When you come during the week, when you can take the pictures of how it's all nice and clean. You come and get pictures when everybody's trying to get their things out and everything's all messy. That's not fair to us. Leave a big mess because the way they are. It makes you want to not follow instructions because they're not following the law.
Pay me $16, $20 an hour. I'll clean that park. And it won't be left like you guys when you're mid workers.
What form of shelter do you have right now? Like a tent, a makeshift shelter of tarps and pallets or other things?
Mine is a full-blown tent. I try to keep I'm a very OCD person, so I
Cool.
like to have everything like exactly one way. But I do understand why people create their structures. This gentleman here, for example, he has this tarp covering his spot. And that's there because weathering or debris from the trees create either mess or damage to that tent. And this is meant to protect it and create like a barrier over it, so he has his privacy.
Have you ever lived in like a car or van?
I had my van before, yes.
Have you ever lived with no shelter at all? No tent? Nothing?
For a little while.
Okay.
With your dogs?
With my dogs.
We're in a three-man tent with him who's taller than tall. He's 6'2", and then we got these two. And it's hard to be in a three-man tent.
It's your whole house, yeah. How safe would you say that you feel here? Like very safe, somewhat safe, not very safe?
Not really. I thank God I have my dogs. I thank God my boyfriend's there. But at the same time, I get scared.
Well, being a woman alone, it's just scary to be out here, period, You don't know what can happen. That's what scares me. Any situations that go on, I just don't go out anymore after it gets dark. I stay in my tent.
Okay.
Your neighbors?
Neighbors, I have pretty good neighbors, so that's okay. And I do have a very sharp stick in my tent.
Okay. I'm not gonna say I feel safe here all the time because I don't.
Yeah.
I don't at all. I get like bad sometimes, like where I'm fucking like afraid for my dog and shit. He's a baby. He don't fucking need to be around and shit.
So I'll look out for each other one way or another. Sometimes I'll be out here at night and I'll make sure that everyone's space is left alone and they're left in privacy and they can sleep with their head in peace at night.
It's safe right here. We keep this place safe. We take care of the people over here.
Wow, yeah.
We all take care of each other. If someone's hungry, we feed them. They just ask us.
Have you been offered shelter by the city or other agency? And if so, who and what kind of
No.
shelter?
No, not really.
No.
No, not at all. Okay.
I mean, they come out and they say, "Oh yeah, we got these places," but yet they accept the dog and they don't accept the dogs. Or I can have her inside, but he has to be outside in a kennel, and he's an outside dog. He's an inside dog, and he's stuck to mommy like glue. And I refuse that because the fact that my dogs are my kids, and I'm not gonna leave my kids out in the street.
Yeah.
I'm on the waiting list. I'm not gonna go to no fucking shelter with bed bugs, dude. My family, I'm not gonna jeopardize my family. Section 8, they barely got it.
You don't qualify because you ain't got enough money for any Section 8.
Yeah.
If you pay, you have to pay 90%. A lot of cases, and you have to make at least $1,000 to really qualify.
Yeah. So how can you get a place if you're home? You don't have income coming in and you're homeless.
Yeah.
So you're stuck out here.
I was offered it. I didn't take it because of all the rules and stuff like that. I couldn't even go there with my boyfriend, and we're out here together.
Right.
We signed up together, but it just didn't work out for neither one of us.
If there was any type of like service that
That would help me and like live somewhere else. Hell yeah. I signed up for that too, and it's like only like a small chance that you'll get picked. I do try to do the housing stuff. I don't want to live here. And I wish something would happen soon because I deserve better. You know what I mean? But it's hard to do stuff when you have to do it on your own.
One of the factors that deters people away in the long run is essentially like some people do get help. Maybe 1 out of 2 of them, they follow the whole line of the process. That's cool. It's cool. We all want housing and everything. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if the rest of us out here, we apply just as much effort and we're not seeing those same results, and then the city wants to look at us like, oh, we're just people who aren't trying to do anything with our lives, or like we're not worth the same amount of time, care, or effort we are.
Yeah.
It's just when we try to apply ourselves, we didn't get the results that were expected.
Taking care of yourself physically, washing your body, going to the bathroom, it's very challenging on the road. Or living on the streets. On the streets hard. I can't imagine living on the streets. Living in your van is enough.
I used to do my laundry at my mom's. Like she would come and take relief once a week to her house, but because of the COVID, she's high risk and stuff, and I'm high risk and everything. It sucks because I used to take my showers there. I used to wash my clothes there, and I haven't been able to go in more than a year and something now. And medical services,
and then there's mental health counseling.
Yes, there's a lot of us out here.
My last question is, if you want to answer, what factors do you feel have led for you to experience homelessness?
The death of my son.
The death of your son?
Yeah.
Were you working before, or you were living with?
See, actually, I took care of him because he wasn't able to get around anymore. So I took care of him, and I got paid for taking care of him. And when he passed away, well, everything went, and I lost my home. You know, circumstances that happened.
Thank you for sharing.
We got a 30-day notice. And I was trying to help my family move more so than I was looking out for me. And I lied to her, and I told her, she asked me if I had a spot to stay, and I told her, yeah, I got it. They even gave me a bottle of wine. And that first day I was out here, dude, I lost it.
Yeah.
At one point I had 3 jobs. I was even going to college. You can't do college, maintain 2 jobs, and move up to 3 jobs. You're going to end up letting one of those go, and I chose to take care of them before anything else. I'll keep it real. I was probably doing, some other substance. And my heavy alcoholism 2 years prior to me ever ending up out here. But at the end of the day, I would always put paying my rent, paying a bill over, if I can't have this, it is what it is. I wasn't doing nothing so crazy that I feel I should have ended up out here like that. And I don't feel that I'm such a bad person to this day that I deserve to stay out here,
I'm only here because my sister's husband tried to rape me when I was sleeping, and I was living with them. Like, I don't want everybody to assume that everybody that lives here does drugs, because they don't.
So you go and you put everything in storage, and then you're looking for another place, and there you are, right? And then it doesn't happen. You do your best to find a place, but then you don't, because the prices outside are just like off the charts. That's how it happens. One of the ways it happens. So many people that are homeless are looking for work.
Yeah.
But they can't get work because they don't have an address. And they try so hard. They're out every day.
I'm a goal person. Like, I had a place to live, and I was the one that was mostly paying the rent because I had 2 jobs. I'm not lazy, that's for sure. Yeah. I'd much rather be at work than be at the stupid park. I've been looking for a job lately. I'm gonna admit, like, I didn't for a while because I fucking was messed up in the head. I'm long done with the break. So, like, I've been getting, like, phone calls back, but it's just, like, I can't leave Mac overnight by himself, and people really want people that are gonna, like, be able to work whenever.
We're all more than willing to work. Like, every single one of us. We'll clean the parking lots, we'll pick up all the trash, we'll do this, we'll take out everything.
Yeah, go out and get a job. You're young enough to get a job. You're not like the drug.
Yeah, but they make it impossible to go do anything because they come and take your things.
¿Qué más necesitan? Como cobijas, guantes, ¿qué más necesitan para vivir aquí? Trabajo.
The thing is, the city should try to build us up, not tear us down.
Yeah.
And all they're doing is tearing us down. Like my family says, we're only one check away from being homeless.
The divisiveness has infested. Divide. Well, divided we fall. Only united can we stand.
Being on the road for me, I call it just being on the road. Homeless is such the word. We gotta find some other word. It just doesn't fit. It's very rough and can be very mentally hard, emotionally, physically. Every moment is a challenge because you begin to put yourself into the unknown. You're definitely in the unknown 24/7. And that's where everybody's trying to get to anyhow, really, because that's the only place we're going to find ourselves. I can't say I'm not the average, quote, homeless person, but because there isn't any average ones. There's as many people and reasons for being on the street as there are for people that aren't.
I want city staff to know that we as displaced individuals, we all want change out here. We all want change out here, but sometimes it's what the city wants and what we want, and then it's what the city doesn't do and what we try to do.
Council should come out and get to know people.
Yeah. Exactly.
Sit down and talk to us. Sit down and have a date with us and be like, okay, talk to us, ask us questions, find out who we are. Don't just put us all, stereotype us.
There are literally 2 architects staying out here on the streets that I met that can actually show me their credentials and that can build their own structure. They know how. And they're really creative. I think that the city should be more precise in mentioning hey, okay, you can't have a structure out here the way you want it exactly, but if it looks clean and they don't pose any chance of bodily harm or damage to ourselves or anyone around us, then I feel that they should be perfectly fine. You know, we as a city should be unique in that. And by all means, go ahead.
Everybody at Sharon Park, you see, are working together. People here are trying to get their lives together. We're not just doing nothing. People are trying to work together to make a change. The fucking system ain't helping us. The city ain't helping us.
Nope.
The social workers,
They're helping to hurt.
Resources
On
don't
purpose.
help us.
I know we're under stress, we're under tension, we're under all of us, but we can't. We gotta stick together. The day before yesterday, I wanted to cook for everybody. And when we could, so a blessing, everybody just started giving me stuff I didn't ask. Some person gave me a can of beans, another one tomato, another one onions, another one tortillas. Cooked 20 people the day before yesterday, and it felt so fucking good in my heart because nobody was no fight. I made sure you got a plate whenever all of us ate.
If you can see the benefits of your efforts, it'll make you want to do more, I believe. Everybody bought into it, and I believe they will. It's gonna make a whole lot of difference. It really will. Because we all inspire each other.
And I'm tired of being depressed about all this. So this is what I'm gonna do today when we go back. We're gonna barbecue for everybody at the barbecue. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm telling everybody.
I'll start getting stuff together, see what I can get, salad, meat, whatever.
Community is a broader picture of family. You understand what I'm saying? Because,
exactly.
Because once you understand family and why God gives a family, then you start understanding all of us are family anyway. If you look at it, if you really look at it and understand it, we all are family anyway. We just haven't seen that yet.
God forbid, in the near or furthest future, something like this ever happens to any of you or your loved ones. Boy, I was born and raised out here 2 blocks that way. You know what I'm saying? You ever need anything, I'll help you. Holler at me, I'll help you. If you ever end up in a situation like that, come to me, I'll help you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I had to say.
Mutual aid is a form of community support that does not rely on governments or other institutions to provide resources to each other. These resources can include everything from food, shelter, medicine, to legal aid, home repair, and beyond. Rather than using a service provider model where those who have provide temporary resources to those who have not, mutual aid seeks to create a community that supports each other. Everyone is deemed worthy of life and dignity, regardless of race, class, gender identity, sexuality, disability, immigration status, or status in the criminal justice system. We all stand to gain when we create solutions that address the root causes of systemic oppression. Mutual aid is the slow and steady process of building a world in which charity is obsolete, because a system that's working would never rely on charity to keep millions of people alive. We move at the speed of trust and sustainability. And by forming strong bonds through a voluntary pooling of resources and skill sharing, and a mutual desire to see each other thrive, we can adapt to the ever-changing circumstances of late-stage capitalism and build a network of community support that will outlast it. Creating a culture and practice of mutual aid benefits us all deeply, because it allows us to trust that we will be taken care of if and when our circumstances change and we could use a helping hand. None of us is immune to needing support at some time in our lives. But the good news is that by building community, centering joy and humanity, and creating something far greater as a whole than any of us could as individuals, we take steps each day towards growth, healing, and change collectively. What are you waiting for? All together now, when I am happy, it is good for the heart. When I am happy, it is good for the heart.